Hi, and welcome to the Hollywood Dreammaker podcast. I'm your host, Billy Gallo. I'm a 35-year veteran actor. I'm the kid who came out to Hollywood with $200 in my pocket and a one-way ticket when I was 18. Didn't know a soul out here, and I've been living my dream ever since. I've had an amazing career. I've been an Academy Award-winning film, blockbuster film, hit TV series. You name it, I've done it, and I got the IMDb credits to prove it. 6 years ago, I opened up my own school, the Manhattan Actor Studio, where I found my true passion. That's teaching the craft of acting, but not only teaching the craft of being the guy. Success leaves clues. I know how to make dreams a reality. I did it for myself, and I do it on a daily basis for my students. And I can help you achieve yours. Welcome to my podcast. Let's get started. Welcome back to Hollywood Dreammaker. I am super excited to introduce my guest. He's a former Pac-12 collegiate football player, an all-American wrestler, and a professional working actor. I want to welcome Phil Brandt to the Hollywood Dreammaker podcast. Welcome.
Thank you, Billy. It's an honor to be on it.
I really wanted to have you on the podcast because, your journey, your story is exactly what I do. It's why I created the Hollywood Dreammaker podcast. It's why I opened up the Manhattan Actor Studio. I've been blessed as I've been a working actor for 35 years. I've been in the game a long time. 7 years ago, I opened up my own school. And my mission is to be the guide, because I've been there. I know how to get you where you want to go. I know that's why it's called Hollywood Dreammaker. I made my dream a reality. I have actors knock on my door every day with a dream. They don't know how to get started, and now they're working actors. And you're a prime example of what I do here. And I'm just honored because I know, and no doubt in my mind, and I want my listeners to know right now that Phil Brandt, you may not know him right now, but The Rock better look the fuck out. Vin Diesel, he better watch out because Phil Brandt's coming to town. Okay? And I know without a doubt that you're going to be a megastar. You have that thing about you. It's a gift. You got the charm. You're just a good guy, man. You got a great heart. You're all soul. You're an amazing human being. And you're such a role model. I truly believe that you can be such a role model for people out there. So I just want to start at the beginning. Okay. So, what is it? About a year ago? Maybe a year ago?
Yeah, it's been weird with timing because of COVID, but about a year ago, probably.
Okay, so about a year ago, I remember, my wife, my son came into the house and they said that they saw Aquaman was at our pool. And I was like, what? Aquaman? I thought it was funny. My son was excited because, he said Aquaman was at the pool. And I was like, So I don't know, cut to a week later, I'm at the pool with my wife and you show up and you're like lounging out on your chair. My wife says, that's him. That's the guy that I was telling you about. Right. And I walked over and I introduced myself to you and we started having a bit of a conversation. And you mentioned that, you had ambitions to be an actor. And I said, well, guess what? I have an acting studio in Manhattan Beach called the Manhattan Actor Studio. And I said, if you're serious about it, just, give me a call and I can help you. And then you did. You called me and we went to work. Okay. And now you are a professional working actor. What you've done is amazing. Listen, I've been in this game a long time, and I knew when we sat down and we worked, when I started seeing your talent, I knew that you were going to succeed. There was no doubt in my mind that you can become a working actor. And I so much that I told my wife, I said, babe, we've been talking about a management company for years, and I said, we got to start Gallo Talent Management because I have no doubt in my mind. I want to take Phil's career to the next level. I want to make sure that he has a representation. I want to make sure that he's got somebody that's watching over him and taking care of him. So we started Gallo Talent Management, and my wife, has been managing, and she took over. And from the get-go, right out of the gate, you landed your first audition, right?
Yep.
You got your SAG eligibility right out of the gate. You know who did that? Me. My first audition in Hollywood. When I came out to Hollywood with $200 in my pocket, a one-way ticket, I didn't know a soul out here. I got that first audition. I went in there and I got that part, and they Taft-Hartley me and they gave me my SAG. I don't know anybody who's done that except for you. And what I love is you've been on a roll, man. Anything that we get you in on, you're getting the part, you're getting the callbacks. It's just, you're about to blow up. Mark my words when I'm telling you right now. This recording is going to be, I have faith. I don't need to cross any fingers. I know, mark my words, this recording is going to be there years from now. When you blow up and you're a huge star, there's going to be this recording of this podcast when you just were getting started. Okay? Because I truly know and believe in my heart that you're going to blow up because you're very talented and you're a great guy and you deserve it. Okay? So
Thank you.
Tell me, when did you know, it's called Hollywood Dreammaker because, you have a dream. You want to be an actor, a writer, a producer, whatever. There's a Hollywood dream. And then, you go after it and you make the dream a reality. And that's exactly what you've done. So when did you know, you wanted to be in show business?
Being in show business growing up was never, I don't think that was ever a dream as a child. I always wanted to play in the NFL. I look back at some of my kindergarten work, first grade work, and it's always pro football player. I want to be a pro football, since I could write. That's what I was writing about. And playing sports has taught me so much about myself. And, it's a tough thing to do. And football is a tough sport, and it's taught me a lot. And you got to come to a point of realization that, if you're not going to make it, after so many broken bones and torn ligaments and concussions, you got to get real with yourself. And I've always somewhat been in the limelight. I played quarterback and I made it to Washington State, played the Pac-12 and the All-American Wrestler thing. And I got an invite to the WWE, but those things, they all quite take a toll on your body. But I was yearning for that adrenaline rush, that thing that makes you a little uncomfortable. It just makes you feel alive. And I had been approached by many people in LA, I'm a promoter, I'm a manager, I'm a this, and I never got a good vibe from them. They always wanted to tell me how great I was and had this look, but it never felt right timing, stuff going on in my life. And with you weren't so gung-ho at first, you were tough on me from the get-go. You didn't tell me I'd be a star. You said, well, come to the studio, we'll see what you're about, and you kind of gave me a fair chance, and you gave me real feedback. And being a football player and the father that I grew up with, real means more to me, And so when I get a compliment from you, it's like, it's a very big deal to me. And when I realized that I had a shot at this and I was blessed with the look and everything that goes on, and I realized that I could build a platform and give back, getting into acting. I didn't know it until I went to your class, but it's been very therapeutic, and it hits something inside where you can let it out. And I've been touched by certain movies that inspired me. They motivated me. They've brought me up when I was down. So seeing that on, the big screen and seeing how it helps me, I'm like, wow, if I could help a kid, or if I could help a mother that's down or a father that's having a hard time, just by using the emotions I've gone through in life and putting it on screen and putting it on that canvas, this art, I realized I was capable of doing that. People will listen to what I have to say. So when I saw myself on camera and we've done our reels and whatnot, it made me feel something, and that's what makes me tick, is emotion. I'm a very emotional person. And that's what this whole industry is about. You've always pointed out to me, you're not acting. You're just taking real stuff and you're putting it on the canvas. I want that platform to motivate, inspire, help, tell a story, and acting has opened up a whole nother side of my life that I didn't even know was there. It was not something that, most people, they don't know about it, because if your dad wasn't an actor, or your mom was an actor, or your auntie wasn't an actor, you don't know nothing. All I knew was sports. But before every class, my stomach was hurting. I was nervous. I was scared. I didn't want to talk in public. I was like, oh, but after every class, I was like, I just felt like I won the Super Bowl because I accomplished a fear every day. And sometimes you couldn't even tell I was nervous on film when I'd watch it back. But inside, you know, it's like a duck on the pond. You're cruising, but underneath, you know, your feet are going a mile a minute. And it was an adrenaline rush. And I wanted to use this platform to help people. I mean, that's who I am, and that's who I've been on screen. And that's what's gotten me my SAG card and landed the roles, just being who I am. So it's amazing to enjoy this ride. You know, sometimes you don't realize you're on the ride until it's too late. But another thing in acting and in your classes, you know, we learn a lot about ourselves. There's a big one. Like I said, it's very therapeutic. And when you can, you know, line up your chakras, as you put it for me, and realize what is happening in the moment, it's surreal. It makes me emotional. When you were giving the introduction saying, watch out, Rock, and, you know, getting my SAG card on the first try, it's something you think about, but when you say it out loud, it's a very powerful tool. And I hope some people out there get that. You know, people will think, man, I want to be an actor, or I want to be a WWE superstar, or I want to play in the NFL. But until you write it down and say it, you know, you have taught me that it is much, much more powerful to hear your voice say things, or to hear them said to you, because then it becomes real. It's not just a thought. And, you know, I had a job yesterday where you're on set and you're meeting these people, and it's just amazing. I've enjoyed every moment of it with a smile on my face, and I've met great people, and it's just an honor. I just feel very blessed. This has been amazing.
You know, I'm so proud of you. I got to tell you, you know, I mean, you've come, you know, I mean, you were completely green when you walked in the door. You did not know, you know, anything about acting. And, you know, I don't teach acting. I teach truth. I don't want you to act. Acting's boring. I want to, how do you become truthful? How do you take your truth? You know, everything that's happened to you in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that stuff, that's your gold as an actor. And you want to mine that, you know, that's why, you know, when we start off, I dig into you a little bit and I find out what are your highs and your lows and what do you got? Because we want to know what tools you have to work with in your actor toolbox. And you had a great toolbox to work with. You know, you had a lot of great stuff. And you learn very quickly that it's not acting, it's being truthful. It's substitution, it's personalization. It's taking your truth and giving it over to the character and exposing it and being vulnerable. I mean, you're a big guy, a strong guy, but, you know, you're able to be vulnerable. And, you know, a lot of men don't realize that your vulnerability is your strength, especially as an artist. To be sensitive, to be vulnerable is a powerful, powerful tool to have. And you have that. And you're all heart and all soul. And that's why you're going to work. No doubt. You're going to be a huge, huge star. Mark my words right now. And what I say, the language which you put out into the universe, it does come to fruition. You know, I mean, anything I've ever wanted in my life, I've said it, I've envisioned it, I've seen it. You know, this school, this Manhattan Actor Studio was an idea and I envisioned it. And look, I'm sitting in it right now. You know, it's 7 years and I get to serve, you know, anything. When I want to be an actor, boom, it became a reality. So if you see it, you visualize yourself doing it, you know. I mean, we talked about vision boards and putting yourself and seeing it in front of you and giving yourself a daily incantation and who you are, the confident, the powerful you, the gladiator, the warrior, the beast, that person. You know, you have to train that person on a daily basis because that's the person who steps up when you get that little thing that they call nervous, but I call it excitement. That you take that's like batteries for an actor. You want that, you use it. It's like, you know, people pay a lot of money for that. They jump out of friggin' planes, they climb fucking mountains to get that adrenaline rush. You get it on a stage, man. You get it in front of a camera, you know. So it's you want to embrace that. That's a beautiful thing. You want that as an actor, you know. So you've embraced it. You conquered that fear, and it's going to come up all the time. The little voice, the little thing. You know, the negative, you know, the monkey brain, I call it, is always going to try to creep in, but you got to guard the gates of your mind and go, you know what? You can't run the show. The powerful me, the warrior, the God in me, the light is going to shine. Not the darkness, but the light. That's where I'm going to come from. And that's where you come from. You come from your light. And people are going to want to be around you because you have that energy. And I call that star power. And you have it, you know, and listen, I work with a lot of actors. You know, either have it, it's like, I can't give you it. It's God gave you it. It's a God-given talent. I can't give you talent. I can just force you to live up to the talent that was given to you. And that's what I did. And I was a little hard on you, and I was straight with you. But you took all my direction, and you took everything that I taught you, and now you're practicing it. And during that time, we got you your tools, we got you your headshots, we built your demo reel, we figured out your castability, your star power, and those tools are working for you now. Because people see that and they go, oh my gosh, look at this guy. He can play this, he can play that, he can play that. We showed them. It's a no-brainer. We put it out there for them. You don't leave anything to the imagination. It's right there for them to see it. And then once they see you, it's a done deal. It's like, oh my gosh, we want him. So that's going to happen. So how has acting, facing your fears, changed your life?
Man. Fear is one of those things that it can help you and it can hurt you. And I've learned that a lot in sports, and there's a quote. It says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. And, before games, before wrestling matches, before going to audition practice and all that, you got to be careful with the words you put in your brain. And you've been big on that with me. You told me to throw away certain words. You don't say anxious. Don't say nervous. Say excited. And I've realized I am excited a lot. I was never anxious or nervous to go play a big football game. I was excited, but I would always say I'm nervous. Man, I'm nervous, because it's what I always heard athletes say, oh, big game tomorrow, man, I'm nervous. You're excited. And like you said, people will pay money to jump out of a plane or to go climb a rock that they could die on for that adrenaline rush, and facing it I've faced it in many things in my life. This is just another one to add to the list of things that you can do. And there's so many people out there that I want to really talk to and tell them you can do it. You don't have a lot of money in your pocket right now, or you're overweight, or you're trying to be a CEO, or all these things you hear. You can do it. There's going to be some days where you get frustrated. I remember, 2 weeks in acting class, I'm like, well, come on, Billy, when are we going to do something? When am I going to get a commercial? But it doesn't happen overnight. I had to go to practice over and over, nauseous, get a little, amped up, but I was excited to go to class. And after every class, I couldn't wait to call my mom and tell her how class went. And it just is another reminder that as humans, we are capable of much more than what we think we're capable of. Tap into that brain, put your feet on the ground, look at where you are, understand the air that you're breathing. It's people get really worked up nowadays with their phone and their laptop and their emails and their social media. When you just take a second to line up, it's powerful stuff. Some people roll their eyes at it or think it's a joke, but like you said, I'm one of the ones that put my feet on the ground, took a deep breath, showed up at class, and now I got a SAG card and I'm working. So I'm blessed to be able to talk to people and say, I am doing it. I am in the process of climbing, I feel like I'm on one of those roller coasters where it's like click, 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 click. We're about to go down the big hill, and get that excitement. And it's everything I book. I stay humble, and I every day I put my feet on the ground and take a deep breath, no matter what's going on. Everyone's got bills and everyone's got issues and problems, but as long as you're this vessel on this earth for so long, and the things that you can do are limitless. And I'm learning that, and you learn that with age, and you learn that with time, and hopefully you learn it before you run out of time, and this acting is something that I'm blessed you came into my life and you've pushed me this way, and, to stay humble and to stay hungry, even when it's happening. Some people, it's happening and I don't want to, ease off at all. I just want to push harder. I look up little skits and I practice in my garage and I work out every day, and I want to be at the top of my game. And also, role models. My biggest role model, you say him at the beginning, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is, everyone knows who he is. He's great. But I don't love him because he's a big action hero or a great wrestler. He always has seemed like a good person. He's always seemed to give back. He's always seemed to, you know, you don't see him getting in trouble. You don't see him doing dumb things. He works out and he does his work and he's full of good mana and good love and good energy. And that's who I want to be. Whether I see you on the street or I see you on set or you see me on the big screen, I just want to, you know, help as many people as I can on my journey. And that is what fulfills me.
Well, you said the right word. It is a journey. It is a roller coaster ride. It is going to be up. It's going to be down. It's going to be, but it's a beautiful ride. You know, acting profession is a beautiful profession, and it is a roller coaster ride. There's going to be times when you don't have an audition in a month, and then there's the times you're going to have 3 auditions in a day. But you just got to know, you keep working your craft, you keep working on your instrument, you keep working out, you take care of yourself because you are a product you're going to be selling to Hollywood. So you got to be the full package, you know. And I love that you say you put your feet on your ground, you take a breath, because, you know, that's a big thing for me. And I talk to you about is breathing and grounding yourself. And, you know, to be a great actor, your instrument has to be relaxed. And the only way I know for your instrument to truly be relaxed is to learn how to breathe and to ground yourself and to train that and spend some time in meditation every day, because you're working that muscle. So when you need it one day, when you're backstage and you're waiting for your cue to come on, or they say quiet on the set, where, you know, and action, you could take a breath and the mind goes, oh, I know what we're doing. We've been training this muscle. We're grounding ourselves. We're getting out of our head. We're getting into our heart. You know, that feeling, that excitement, that pounding of the chest, that to me, and I get it to this day, and I've been in this business for 44 years. You know, I've been a professional actor for 36 years. You know, I still get it. And for me, it's one, I'm alive, man. It's a beautiful thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that is my instrument telling me I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This is the path. You want to be uncomfortable. Everything you want in your life is outside your comfort zone. You got to be willing to take the step and dance with those fears, you know, and go, you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to jump into the deep end. And that's what you've done, man. You've jumped into the deep end and the water's fine, right?
Yeah.
So come on, tell me a little bit, you know, so tell me some of the experiences, you know, some set experiences. I mean, who have you worked on? You worked with Peter Berg, big time director.
Oh, I worked with Peter Berg. He was a great dude. You know, he had his, you know, some of these people you see on TV, and when you meet them, you realize, man, these are just really cool people. You know, he had his dog on set and he's playing with his dog when we're on break, and he was a great director. You know, he was very, when he says something, you see things between good actors and actors that are coming up, and then directors and then new directors. You know, Peter Berg is like a drill sergeant. When he talks, everyone is quiet. He gets stuff done quick. I know that was a quick shoot. We were in and out, you know, within hours. I know depending on the project, it takes different amount of time. You know, I got to do a commercial with Jordan Fisher, who has worked on Broadway, who, you know, you see him and his timing is amazing. You know, they had him running around and twirling and jumping, and you see him 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see him counting beats. And you learn these things as you watch actors. You know, what if one day I got to do something where it's kind of musical and you have to move, but he's so good at it. You see him in his head going through things. You know, Bruce Willis, you know, he's on set and he's like a lion, you know. They tell him to do something, but he does it with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
You know, and then they like it. You know, maybe I realize sometimes maybe the producer doesn't see what you see, and then it gets put on camera and like, that was your touch, you know, and he knocks it out of the park, you know.
But check that out. I mean, you've worked with Bruce Willis, you've worked with Peter Berg. I mean, you're working already with A-list friggin' actors, man. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It is. It's great to meet them. They're good people. It's great to watch them at work at their craft, but it's also very interesting to just, when we're on break, eating lunch, have a chit chat with them and talk about life. You know, they're just humans, but they are great at what they do and they take it serious, and it shows on camera. It's their passion, I think you have to have a bit of obsession with it. You know, when you want to be great at anything, you got to be a little obsessed. And there's nothing wrong with it.
You got to have the passion. It's got to be passionate. You got to, you know, it's got to be in your heart.
But being on set, it's seeing so much that goes into all of these things. You got the grip, and you got the electric guy, and the wardrobe, and the makeup, and the people that have to give you food. And like, shout out to all those people that don't get the 10 seconds on the camera, because so much goes into production. And those are great people to talk to too. The whole shebang, from pulling up to the set to leaving the set, the people that do the parking. I mean, it's just great, man. Everyone is very, very good to me, and I haven't had any bad experiences. I've met some really cool people. Yesterday was on a music video. You meet dancers, and you meet, people playing soldiers, and you get to play. I got to play a hunter, and you get to play all these, like Halloween every day.
Yeah, that's the fun. But that's the key. Is it's got to be playtime. It's got to be Halloween. That's what acting for me. Anytime I got to create a character, it's Halloween, man. You get the wardrobe of the character. You put on the mask of the. You load it up with your soul, but you create the character. It's Halloween. It's fun. It's playtime. And if you keep it play, then people will enjoy it, because you're having fun. If you're in your head and you're all nervous and you're thinking about what's my next line and I hope they like me, you're shooting yourself in the friggin' foot.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you come from play and you're prepared and you've done the work. I trained you to really outwork, out prep, out choice, out everything, out self-tape, out everything. The other actors, they can't even compete because they just memorize some lines. They don't even know who they are. But you're creating a backstory for your character. You're making some choices, and I always say talent lies within your choices. The bigger, the bolder, the stronger your choices, the better you're going to be. If you fail to prepare, you've prepared to fail. So it's all about preparation. It's all about choices. And you've taken my direction and my teaching, and you've taken it and you're applying it. And that's why you're booking all these roles, because you're outworking them, man. You're out prepping them. They can't even compete. That's why that's why I know you're gonna be huge, because you're playing in a different game. There are other guys that have the physique and that are but they don't have your talent. They don't have your training. They're just some meathead. That doesn't have the chops. But you do. You have the talent, and that's why there's some great things. I look forward. Just don't fucking forget me in your Oscar speech, okay?
You'll be sitting right there with me, Billy. Don't worry.
So what advice would you give somebody who's on the fence? Maybe prior to this, you had some fears or some doubts or some naysayers that said you couldn't do it.
There is one thing where you got the naysayers, and it depends on what fuels you, and both fuel me, but you got to use it to your advantage. I almost think it's more stressful because my family is my everything. I have Ohana on my arm, which means family, and everyone in my family believes in me. So that could be just as stressful as someone not believing in you, because when everyone believes in you, you feel like you have to make it, and then you have the haters who don't believe in you, and you feel like, well, you want to prove them wrong. My advice would be, do it for you, If you want to do something, and this goes for all aspects of life, whether it's business or sports or acting or entertainment or whatever, my big message is do it for you. Know your why. Know what you're doing it for, Me as my family. My family has been there. Man, I can't tell you, my mom and my father and my brothers, I couldn't have been born into a more beautiful and blessed family with such a great system. We have our typical whatever, like families, but that's my why. And you got to know your why, because there's some days when, you didn't get a lot of rest, and you got a 6 a.m. call on your call sheet, and you got to make an hour drive. You got to get up at 4. But as long as you know your why, you can pop up. I was on set for 14 hours yesterday. I got home at 11:30 at night, and I still worked out, because in my mind, I know my why. I felt sorry for myself for about 10 minutes, and I said, man, I'm on a roller coaster of a lifetime. People would die to be in this, and my family has given me so much. Who cares if I'm a little tired? The Rock would work out. So I know my why, and I know my role model, and do it for you. Because at the end of the day, whether you fail or succeed, you have to know that you gave it your all. it's about effort. You know, you can judge wins and losses all the time, but you can't judge your effort. As long as you know you gave it your all, you can look in the mirror, you'll be happy with yourself. And I gave all I had to football. And at some point I was done. And now I'm giving all I have to acting, and it's giving back. You know, the universe is a weird thing. You know, it doesn't always work in your favor, but as long as you give it your heart and soul, I am happy with everything I've done. And I hope you guys, you don't give up. You know, there's going to be days where you go a little backwards. Some days you go a little forward, but enjoy the ride.
Yeah, you know,
it's not about the destination.
It is. It's the journey. It's being present. It's in the moment, being in the moment right now. You know, the past is the past. You know, it's gone. The future doesn't exist. So it's being present in the moment and really enjoying the journey, and really treating it like a present and have fun with it. You know, like Christmas, when you got a present, you opened it up and you played
every day.
Yeah, that's every day. So you gotta enjoy that.
And surround yourself with good people, because that's another one. Because there's going to be times I'm sitting here giving you all this good advice, and I'll probably have to watch this podcast where I'm having a bad day to listen to my own advice. There are times we all need help. That's another big one. You know, there are days when I am not feeling good, and I got to call my brother, or I got to call my wife, or I got to call my mom. And I have such a good support system. So surround yourself with good people, because they will carry you when you need to be carried, and you got to do the same for them. You know, you keep your circle small, and that would be some of my biggest advice.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm blessed to have such a good system on my bad days.
It's so true. And you got to be really careful on who you surround yourself with, because, you know, there are toxic people. There are people that dream killers. There are people that you want to cut them out of your life like cancer, because, you know, they will just suck the life out of you.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's truly surrounding yourself with people that truly believe in your vision, you know, and that even when you maybe have some self-doubt, there's somebody behind you that believes in you.
Yes.
And that's me. Just know that. I believe.
You're in my circle. Trust me.
But just know that I believe in you. Even if you have any ever doubt in your mind, I'm always going to keep that vision alive.
Yes. Everyone that listens, he's a great acting coach and all that, but he's a very good man. So thank you for that, Billy. I want everyone to know that there have been once or twice, and it takes a lot for me to open up to someone I don't fully know and I haven't known for 20 years. They're not family. I broke down in class because he said, like, you have a lot of beautiful tools in your back pocket for acting, but those tools hurt sometimes, you know? And to have a coach that can reach in, make you show that ugly tool that hurts you so bad, and then calm you down and put it back away. It's an art. You know, it's a beautiful thing that you do when you let people see that. And it's okay to know it's there. Don't ignore it. There's a reason it's there. You know, acknowledge it. And that's another thing I learned from acting. I used to hate some of the stuff that would make me hurt, but now I embrace it and I appreciate it. I don't always got to like it, but I appreciate, because it made me who I am and what I am and what drives me. So thank you for that. That was a big one in this whole acting process.
You know, you got to look at the stuff that happens to you in your life. It didn't happen to you. It happened for you. It was a gift. All of that stuff is a gift, especially as an actor. Everything that ever happens to you in your life. Somebody flips you off and then, okay, I'm going to remember that guy. I'm going to put him in my actor toolbox. One day I'm going to be doing a scene where I got to be pissed off at somebody. I'm just going to remember that guy who flipped me off. And I'm going to say everything I wanted to say to him, but I didn't get a chance, but I'm going to do it through the scene. So everything that happens to you in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, that's all your gold as an actor. So what's the goals for you? What's the dream? I want to hear them. Say them out loud.
The dreams. Oh, you know, I want to get in. You know, it's been commercials and music videos so far, and I want to get on to TV shows and movies. And
that's coming.
I have, like I said, there are some people that I idolize that when I watch their movies, they make me feel something, and I want to emulate those feelings. I want people to walk out of a theater one day and say, take a deep breath and change their life. Because I've had that happen to me when I watch movies.
What movies?
Peanut Butter Falcon is one that pops right at the top of my head.
It's a good movie.
Shia LaBeouf is amazing. You know, he really, like, you are in the story with that guy. He makes you feel something. You know, The Rock is more action and whatnot. I think I'm more impressed with him off the screen, who he is, you know, his social media and staying driven and doing all that. And he's killing it as well. Christian Bale, another great actor who I'd say at the top of my list, though, Shia LaBeouf. I mean, I watch his movies and they are powerful. I've watched some of his movies 5, 10 times. And you got to figure out what it is that you're liking so much, you know? When you watch someone like Kevin Hart and he's making you laugh and you laugh, someone could say the same dialogue but not make you laugh. And you have to understand what it is. And like you said, there's that X factor that people have that you really can't put your thumb on, but you can at least try to dissect it from an actor standpoint and try to figure out what is his movement, what is his delivery, what is his timing, what is his motion, what are his beats. And the other thing about acting is you start to watch movies different. You can't enjoy them as much because you're always like, wow, how did he do so good? And then you're more being a coach than just a spectator. So that is one thing about acting that I'm sure all actors do now. You know, you pay attention to and you critique, but it's a lot of fun, you know, to make people feel something and to inspire and motivate. I mean, there's so many people out there that I hope if I could just help one, that's my thing. You don't got to reach 10 million, 100 million, 10,000. One person, just one person a day, whether it's helping someone cross the street, holding the door for someone, saying, hey man, I like those shoes. You don't realize how far those things go with people. And that's what I've been doing my whole life. But now I'm fortunate enough to be put on a screen that could go worldwide, and I could tell 100 million people one day, hey, I love you. You're good. You're okay. Everything's going to be okay, you know. And out of those 100 million, if 1 million listen, you know, maybe they'll have a good day because of that. And that is the ultimate for me of acting. To be able to have that platform and to tell a little kid, you know, someone who doesn't have nice cleats or, you know, the best shoes or the best gear, hey, if you try hard and you believe in yourself, you can make it to the NFL, you know. And luckily, I had positive people like that all my life. So now it's my turn to give back tenfold. And I have a gift that not everybody has. And I would be a fool not to use it to my full capability. And that is what I'm getting out of this whole thing. It's so amazing to be able to talk to so many people.
Love that. Mark my words, you're going to be a huge star.
We're working, we're climbing.
Yeah, but you know, it's a journey, it's a roller coaster ride, but you just stay on the ride and if you come from your heart and your why, and you go after your dream with a vengeance, with your passion, then it can happen, you know? And, you know, being of service and making a difference in somebody else's life, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's truly what I found.
Yeah.
You know, when I opened up my school, it used to be me as an actor, it was about me, ego, whatever. And now it's not about me anymore. It's about you. It's about how can I change somebody else's life? How can I reach down and get somebody who has a dream and doesn't know how to do it, and I can pull them up and go, this is the path. I've carved my path through Hollywood. I know the way through the jungle. I know where the quicksand is. I know how to get you to, you know, the promised land. So, you know, I love being the guide. I love every day my phone, I get a text, a video, a thing from you on set. You know, I mean, the video that you sent me on set with you in the uniform and stuff like that, that is the most rewarding thing ever.
Yeah.
You know, truly more than when I booked a part. When I find out you booked another part, I'm like, I'm more excited than when I used to book parts myself. You know, it's truly exciting for me to see you achieving the dream because I know how passionate that you are about it and I know how much you want it. And now you're living the dream.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest takeaway that you have taken away from studying with me?
Studying with you. You know, I knew there was going to be dialogue and monologue and words and facial expressions. That's what people think when they think acting. That's what I thought. I thought props and facial expressions and tone of voice and the tangible things that you can see in acting. The thing that I've taken away most are the intangible things that you can't see, but you can only feel. And a coach can't necessarily teach you that. You have to really believe in whoever's talking to you and really let your aura, your true aura, flow out. Now, you can't fake it. You can't pretend. you can't go like this and I'm mad. You can't, it doesn't work that way. I've seen from the first self-tape we did to now, and I know I have a long way to go, but the progression of what I'm letting out on camera is because I'm digging in to some really things that are sacred to me, you know, my family, things that I've been through, good things, bad things, scary things, emotional things, which I could share a lot of stories, but we don't have that much time. That is the biggest thing that I've learned in your class. It's about the aura, closing your eyes and revisiting those moments, because we have a lot stored in our memory bank that we, for some reason, tend not to go down memory lane sometimes. I'll complain about a broken sprinkler in this nice house I live in, but I'll forget where I grew up. And when it takes you back to the house you used to be in, to where you are now, you're like, what am I complaining about? You know, but you can relate to so many different things if you really go down memory lane and understand, you know, the deaths that have occurred in your life, the championships you've won in your life, the accolades you've done, when people have shunned you, when people have shamed you, you know, when you've been hungry, really hungry, when, you know, you've been terrified because you heard your friend was in an accident. So many things that you can relate to because they have happened to you, but for some reason you just tend not to tap back into them because you don't want to remember when your friend was in an accident.
True. Understanding
the difference between acting and truth is the biggest thing that I've probably taken from your class and just knowing you. And it's been powerful.
So I always say, leave a piece of your soul behind.
Yes. You always said, you know, whenever you go to an audition or whenever someone watches any piece of art that you've put on film, they should know a little bit about you and feel something. Yeah. They should feel something. That's been the biggest thing you've told me. Make them feel something. And that's what I aim for. Whenever I do a self-tape or whenever I'm on set, you know, make them feel something.
Love that. Yeah. Love that. You know, that's what it's all about. That's why people pay big bucks to sit in a dark theater, because they want to laugh, they want to cry, they want to be scared, they want to feel something. And that is your job as an artist, is to make them feel. And if you can do that in the audition, you can, you know, if I'm a casting director and I got to wipe up your tears before the next actor comes in so they don't slip and crack their head, I'm going to remember you because you made me feel something, you know? So that's it. You hit the nail on the head. It's all about making them feel. If you can make them feel, then you're going to book those roles. You're going to find that audience that people are going to want to feel. And the only way you do that is by taking your soul, everything, your life experience, and handing it over and exposing it through your character. So you're not acting. You're just being truthful.
Yeah.
Phil, I got to wrap it up because I got to jump on another class Zoom call. But I just want to say how proud I am of you. Truly, I am so proud of you. I look forward to your career, following your career. I want to be there at the friggin' Oscars. I will be there at the Oscars, and I'm going to be there. And, you know, I'm just truly proud of you. You know, you keep going after your dream with a vengeance, with everything you got. You never quit. You go after it. You know, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down. And sometimes you're going to have those doubts, but never quit. You know, I know a lot of people that quit and they're at the 1 yard line, man, but they didn't know that they were on the yard line because life doesn't give you a mark on the field. You know, and you never know when it's that one audition. You're one audition away from boom, landing that role, and you know the rest is friggin' history. So you stay on that path. You go after your dreams with a vengeance. You come from your heart and your soul, and you make them feel. And I have no doubt you're going to be a huge success.
Thank you for having me. It's been quite a journey, and I'm enjoying every day of it. So,
well, thank you for coming on. I'm proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right.
Take care.
See you later, Billy.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Please rate, review, share this with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't. Please take whatever you get from here, the golden nuggets, and apply them to your career. Go after your dreams with passion. Don't let anybody tell you it can't be done. I believe in you. Follow your dreams. I'll see you in Hollywood.